Ted Kennedy was born just 8 years after the first radio coverage of a national party nominating presidential convention. That would have been in 1924. He was born in 1932. His death is greeted by a Twitter feed from his family, and we are notified that the senator's stepson, Curran, and his nephew, Bobby Shriver, have been joined by Brian and Alma Hart in standing vigil at the senator in repose at the library, as you see live there from Boston. There will be many who invoke Senator Kennedy's name, particularly when it comes to health care, if only they, each and every one of them, were required to display some intellectual honesty about it. Our fourth story in the countdown, Senator John McCain bemoans the lack of real negotiations on health care legislation, unlike the kind of negotiations he says he used to have with Senator Kennedy. The idea that the senator's death might be a catalyst for real compromise on health care, suggested by Vice President Joe Biden, late of the Senate, and Senator McCain was asked about that possibility on the Today Show.
Well, it might, but you'd have to change the way that things have been done, and that is the fact that there's been no real negotiations. There have been a bill before the committee, which I sit the Health Committee, and it was done by Democrats, and no amendments were agreed to of any significance. And so it's not the kind of negotiations that I did with Senator Kennedy on a number of issues.
Are you willing to reach across the aisle, Senator? Are you willing to reach across the aisle on this issue, as in the past Senator Kennedy worked with you and former President Bush on education and immigration reform?
I'm more than willing to. There's been no opportunity to do so.
Point of fact, the Senate Health Committee voted on its health care reform package in July. The package included 160 Republican amendments, 160 of them. But no Republicans on that committee, including McCain, voted for the bill. So when Mr. McCain says no amendments were agreed to of any significance, his must be the thinking the kind of significant amendments that would effectively gut the bill of any real meaning, since he is, for example, clearly against the public option, which, echoing the non sequitur talking points of Mr. Grassley of Iowa, Senator McCain has said, quote, would deprive people of choice. Let's turn now to Huffington Post contributor, MSNBC political analyst Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence, good evening.
Good to be here, Keith.
We touched on this earlier in the week, but we've got to revisit it since I guess Senator McCain insists on doing so. The suggestion that because he negotiated with Senator Kennedy in the past on other issues, he would have been willing and able to do so on health care. Dissect that for us.
Well, there is a history here that we went through this before in 1993 and 1994, and Senator McCain did not negotiate with Senator Kennedy on health care at any point. And the same thing with Orrin Hatch, who's making similar sounds these days. Orrin Hatch is a member of the Kennedy Committee both during the Clinton crusade in '94 and today, and neither one of them have ever seriously negotiated with Chairman Kennedy on any of these things. Now, they've certainly done business on other subjects, that's true, but absolutely never on health care reform, never. And Senator Kennedy, by the way, is not an easy compromiser on health care reform. In 1994, I was in the room when he told the president that he believed the strategy should be a Democrats-only strategy, and that we should not be trying to reach out and get Republican votes. So the Kennedy strategy, as enunciated the last time we went through this, is exactly what you've been hearing from a lot of these sharper critics on the left in the Congress this year.
And the actions of Republicans thus far in this debate also suggest, mirroring that perfectly, that whatever Senator Kennedy might have been willing to compromise on, if there was indeed anything in this bill he would have been, it would never have been enough for those whose purpose is to dilute the bill beyond recognition or having any effect.
Absolutely. I mean, the McCain position is essentially, sure, if we got some amendments in there to remove all the things that Ted Kennedy wanted, then we would have voted for the final product. I mean, that's really what this is about. No Republican on that committee has ever voted for a Ted Kennedy health care reform bill. None of them voted for it this time. They did get amendments accepted. Those amendments were not enough to make any of them vote for it.
And another pet peeve of anybody who's been paying attention to this, the bills which get out of committee with plenty of Republican amendments, 160 in this case, but no Republican votes, it would seem a fairly easy equation to determine that the Democrats are the suckers in this deal. Was this pointed out to them by Senator Kennedy, or was he at such a distance that he chose not to do that?
Well, this is where what Senator McCain is saying is more true than you might imagine, meaning these 160 amendments are largely technical. They are written by expert Republican health care staff members who are very good at this. And what they have found are small things that they want to put some technical refinements on. The Democrats look at that. Chairman Chris Dodd, in this case, looks at that and thinks, you know, that's perfectly reasonable. That actually might make this a little bit better. I mean, this subject is so massive. These bills are so massive that getting some cross-references from the professional staff on the committees, both Republican and Democrat, about how to refine small things here and there is very helpful. And so that's what those amendments were for the most part. And the committee had the wisdom to say, yeah, that's a perfectly good adjustment. Let's do that. But Chris Dodd and Ted Kennedy never once considered compromising any of the central aspects of this bill in order to pick up a single Republican vote on that committee.
Lawrence O'Donnell of the Huffington Post and MSNBC, as always, on this subject in particular. Thanks for your insight.
Thanks, Keith.